Hey, I'm going to talk about something that I don't hear a lot about. It gets talked about in detail by some, but it's not mainstream, and that is the fact that we have a diet for our brains. And what I mean by that is like the brain is a muscle, and we all know that, and we do things to improve and grow and learn. Like that's why we go to school to exercise our brain and to learn more and to grow. We do certain things to improve our memory, or games or puzzles and all these things to exercise the brain. And no one's really talking about the diet for the brain, because you talk about diet for exercising in the gym. Like if you want to hit a fitness goal, then you're gonna get on a better diet to help you reach that fitness goal to grow your muscles. And the brain is the same way, but people aren't really taking that into consideration oftentimes. And that diet is so important, because take social media for example. There's so much on social media that can just cloud your brain up with useless information, negativity, just people that are messes. Like there's like 2% of the people that use Twitter, they're just filling the whole feed up, and they're arguing. It's all this negativity. It's a mess, and we like to go on to social media and read all this stuff, and we spend hours, countless hours. You ever see a stat on how much time of your life you spend pooping? Is something crazy, like a year of your life that you spend on the toilet? Well, just think about how much time you spend on social media. I guarantee you spend more time a day on social media than you do pooping. That's a lot of wasted time. Not only is it wasted time, it's wasted brain power. It's just a waste of information with all the useless stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of benefits and useful information on social media, but you have to be able to control that and to search the right information. And for me, I'm kind of an all or nothing person, so I realized that I was spending too much time on social media and reading too much information that's not helping me. And so I got rid of social media. I got rid of Facebook first a while ago, and then before I started grad school, I got rid of Twitter and Instagram, and cut back on my phone time and my information intake. Useless information. Just scrolling. That scrolling thing where you just scroll to scroll to scroll, and it's like a vacuum. It sucks you in. But I still have Snapchat for communication, and that's another key of this, is that social media is a great tool for communication. And it's in our human nature to connect and to communicate with each other and to enjoy each other. And so I don't think that we should take that away, but we got to be aware of what we're putting into our brains, because it's so important. It's like if you're going to college and you spend all this time reading textbooks and learning, and then you spend all your free time taking in useless information, it's like going to the gym every day and then going to McDonald's right afterwards. It's counterproductive. And I think this is extremely relevant right now to the situation that we're in with COVID-19 and the quarantine. You're starting to see a lot of frustrations, and you're seeing some news articles about mental health and people really not doing well. And it's not to the fault of their own. When you're 14 years old, you're a kid, and you have the opportunity to get on your phone and communicate with your friends and share things and communicate. Like, that's awesome, and it's a great thing to do, but it's led to this much bigger picture of this massive information intake of useless information, and it just clouds up your brain. You can't focus, and it's created this society that is kind of mentally weak, because we don't spend time in the present working on ourselves and working on what's going on in our brains alone, because you're so connected outside of your own world that you don't have like the yourself grounded. And in this quarantine situation, that's all you got. I'm in my apartment alone. And the fact that I haven't had social media, it didn't change a whole lot once this quarantine went into effect. I've already been with my thoughts for a year now, and I was able to process things a lot better because I wasn't relying on social media for anything. And I didn't have that information clouding up my head. So whenever this happens, like I'm able to see it a little bit more clearly. And I'm not saying that there's something wrong with you for being frustrated during this time. And I have a lot of factors that are not as frustrating, and I'm incredibly blessed to experience this quarantine by not losing my job and still learning at school. And that's not the point. The point is that we have to be aware of what we are putting into our brains, because it's like being aware of what you put into your body. It's vitally important. You're one organism. Your brain is the most powerful tool that you have, and so you got to take care of it. You got to be aware of what you put into it, and that is my message for you. So, if you want to speed up your development and progress, I would suggest going off social media for a bit. You might like it, you might miss it for a few weeks, but after a few weeks, you might realize some things and realize that life is a lot better without it. And at least that's my personal opinion. I hope this helps somebody. Have a good day.